even though I know the market is good, I can make another $1,000. I don't do it. I wanted to keep myself under certain limit so that I don't do a revenge trading. I don't get into the psychological mistake, right? I grew up in a village where we used to get a bus once a day. So those are the times which gives me a lot of energy and focus on my life. That confidence gives me, and even though I lost couple of accounts, I was able to make myself, yes, this is not a end. It's not over until you give up. That's what
Absolutely.
that's what in the trading.
Hello, welcome to the Bespoke Trader interview series.
Hey, it's good to see you.
And you too. So, for the viewers at home, would you like to give a quick introduction to who you are, where you're from, and how you got into trading?
Okay, so myself, Vinothkumar, I'm residing in United States. I born and brought up in India, southern part of India. Then I moved to United States around 10 years back for my job. To introduce myself, I'm a professional software engineer right now. So I'm working as a software developer in a company, but trading. So I started. I did my engineering in India and started working in India. Then I came here in United States for an on-site assignment. So 10 years back, the life started. So in United States. So on my trading perspective, right? I started my trading in 2019 during the time of COVID. Yeah, not 2019, basically 2020 March. So like everyone, COVID was a time. We get most of the time as a software engineer, we get to sit in home and start doing remote jobs. So we have some time to spend and learn things. So we started as a hobby, as a side income, right? As a hobby, I started. Initially, I started trading on US stocks. I invested some money on US stocks. It was a rookie trader. I was just learning stuff and try to buy one stock, two stock, how it works. Then it makes more interest to me on trading, so I moved in myself into options trading. I did some quite a bit of option trading for six to 7 months. Then some of my I get to speak with a lot of people on during this trading journey. I don't have any mentor. I learn myself as I always do for my software engineering job as well. When learning new technology, I go to Google, I go to YouTube, try different, adapt different things, and what I did was I tried to learn. I tried to grab things from different places and started understanding how trading is. So on this journey, I learn about forex trading. So I started trading on Oyanda. That was the only thing which is allowed for U.S. residents, even though I'm an Indian citizen, but I'm a U.S. resident, right?
Mhm.
So I won't be. I was allowed to use only Oyanda, which less uh, less leverage. So because of the U.S. SEC restrictions, right? So I started trading the forex pairs. Trading gold is highly impossible with the less amount of investment in US on Vyanda. So I started trading. Started using the forex pairs. Then yeah, obviously when I'm trading, I used to learn a lot of go to a lot of YouTube channels, mm, a lot of PDFs, all those things. When I'm learning, I came to know about the pop forms. So so that shows me interest. I researched about it, whether US resident is allowed and all those things, right? So I researched about it. I don't want to get into a trouble that US cannot trade. Obviously, hedging is not allowed in US, and high leverage is not allowed in US. So I learned about it. I searched about it. Yeah, obviously it is allowed because you are working for a company. It's not that you are doing your own money, right? You are working for a company. So I started initial days. I didn't know about this whole world of platforms, right? The basically the daily drawdown or max drawdown, all those things. It was new word for me, so I started with small accounts, but as a retail trader mindset, right? Do a big lot and try to be a millionaire overnight. I tried that, so I failed an account. Then I tried to um, tried multiple accounts. I don't lie that this is my first account, or on the first account I got funded. No, I got tons and tons of account. Since I have a backup of my software engineering job, it was easy for me to buy different accounts. To be honest, so I tried different accounts. I bought accounts. Then finally, yes. Then sometimes I feel that okay, I get into psychological stuff. I'm not able to bear the losses, right? So I started learn about the EAs, which uses EMAs, 300 EMAs, and all those things, right? I started using EAs for maybe a month. Then I figured out no, yeah, machines are not always always as humans, right? Yeah, I'm a software developer. I develop software. So I know how it works. So it was quick enough for me from my day-to-day job. It was quick enough for me to understand understand the uh, EAs are not benefit always, right? So during that time, I learned about the pair movement and news, which news will impact all those things. Then, okay, then I figured out this is a time I need to refocus myself and understand what I need to do. Then, okay, then I came to know, I got a funded account from a firm, and I was happily getting a payout using my scalping strategy. I came to know about scalps works, but during that time I used to trade during Asian hours. I felt that Asia didn't have a much move, so I was doing my strategy on the Asian hours, right? So it was going good for a couple of months. Then again, market is always unpredictable. And then it was started moving on land, and then okay, I thought that I'm doing something wrong. So I sit and started doing demo trading. I went in and I tried to learn the market, past market. Past is past. It's not a. I always believe that past is not going to be the future, but it still give me the understanding when there is a movement, when there is not, right. So I went on to read about 1 year data. I spent 6 months of time. I read about 1 year data and 2 years data when the market moves. And I also went on to take a trades, right, where I did wrong on myself. So on the account which I lost, I quickly downloaded all the journals and tried to understand where I did wrong. So, and I tried to see what could be done differently not to lose that account. So I did all the homeworks. Then I started getting challenge accounts from firms. So during the process, I came to know about bespoke. So I'm a guy who is who is not hesitate to try new forms, right? So obviously, FTMO was the leader on this industry. FTMO was a new at one point of time, right? So so I don't hesitate to hesitate to try out new forms. In that process, January 2023, I got 25K account from Facebook. So that time I tried the same Asian strategy. It worked. I got 3 payouts from you guys. It was good. Then all of a sudden, again, the funder got lost. So again, I spent some time and learn about, okay, the time I am trading and the fundamentals I am using is wrong. So I sit back and came with a different strategy. I got a 400K funded account, 400K challenge account from Bespoke. During that time, the reviews and the way people helping uh, Telegram or Discord. So I was really impressed with these things, right? So I thought that the payout I got from Bespoke, I have to spend it back on Bespoke, even if I lost the funded challenge, right? So I invested back. I got a 400K account. Then I passed phase one. On a phase two, I am at 2%. Then again, I lost the funded account. It was due to the revenge trading. It is not due to the bad strategy. It was due to the revenge trading. So then, okay, then I didn't give up. So I got another 400K. I passed that time. Then I got a funded account. It was around 3 months of journey. In between, I lost one more 400K, I guess. But then this was then I got a funded. I tend to be more disciplined. I know when I need to trade. I basically trade during early New York, basically before 1 to 2 hours of New York start and close my all the activity after 1 hour of New York start. Then I have a strict policy. Something, if there is a news, I won't trade before the news, and then let the market to settle down after the news movement, right? So then the strategy I use the entry point on 1 minute. I use Bollinger Band along with 300 EMA, and along with also I have a I have trading view indicator that has the support resistance along with EMAs. So I'll every day morning on my US time at around 6 o'clock, I wake up and read the market news if there is any news, and I'll go and read the market, right? So was there is any big movement? Was and I try to draw the high and lows of New York, London, and Asian, right? I try to make myself understand, okay, this is the market, this is a place I need to buy, and this is the place I need to sell. So I make my zones, right? Then I'll wait for the zone. I won't take the trades. I'll wait for my zone. Once it hits, I'll try to take a trade. And to inform, right? I'm a scalper. I won't let my market to hit my TP. I make my success rate might be high, but my uh, gain might be small. I believe in smaller gains with more numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I have my cutoff per day. I try to keep myself less than $400-$500 a day. I don't, even if I get in one trade, two trades, I'll stop.
Okay.
Even though I know the market is good, I can make another $1,000. I don't do it. I don't do it. I wanted to keep myself under certain limit so that I don't do a revenge trading. I don't get into the psychological mistake, right?
Yeah.
So I keep my, and also if you look at my trading history, I'll keep my drawdown less than 1%.
Okay.
And some days it may go so. I not 1%, maximum $1,000 per trade. That was
Okay.
the maximum loss I had. So
Okay.
1% means I might lose couple of trades earlier also. So people can ask, your gain is $100 per trade, and you lost one trade for $1,000. I don't mind losing the $1,000, but I know my entries will be on point. 95% my entry make me minimum $200.
Okay. You know what?
That's what.
I think speaking about those, like the small gains, like just hearing you talk about that, I can tell that your psychology is on point, because when you're just taking those small gains, you are stopping yourself from getting into that greed mindset. So
Yeah.
rather than holding trades for longer than what you need to, you're literally just getting in, taking a little bit of profit and getting out and just running away with your profits.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that in itself is a really good way to look at the market.
Yep. And also on the last point, right? People can say that you are holding your loose trade along and gain trade less time, right? But
Mhm.
that's how it worked for me, right?
Okay.
So I won't keep my loose trade days.
Hmm.
I'll close all my trades on before 10th 11:30 Eastern time,
Okay.
no matter what. And during that time, if I mark my zones, right? I have a support and resistance marked in higher time frame,
Hmm.
not the 1 minute time frame. I marked my support and resistance on the higher time frame.
Okay.
I try to take a trades on the higher time frame support zones using the 1 minute chart.
Hmm.
So I'll mix match my charts every time when I trade. So
Okay.
I try to take a trade, and if it goes against me, I'll wait for the trade to go for the another zone, right?
Okay.
If it hits another zone, okay. If it is get rejected, okay. I thought that the market might come back. I know I'm from the understanding, right? If it's another zone, maybe 1923, I took a sell, and 1920, I tried to take a trade when it hits. I don't take a trade when it hits support or resistance, right? I
Mm.
wanted to reject and come back, right?
Okay.
I'll take a trade once it rejected from the zone. Sometimes the market quick to go back, get back on your stuff, right? At that time, I'll see, okay, market can retrace from the next zone and wait for me to close even less loss or small profit or a break even, right? That I'll try to do, but when market hits, it it goes break the another zone also, I won't wait. I'll close my trades. That's where I got couple of losses for $500 or $1,000 on a single trade.
Hmm.
So couple of days. That's when the market goes back and acted against me.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fine. $1,000. I left. I closed the trade and come back.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So,
Yeah, obviously, if it was another firm, I would have did the martingale stuff, right? But we have to follow the rules of the companies, right? I don't do martingale.
absolutely.
I don't do DCAs. That is what I follow some discipline on bespoke that works for me. Even though I was $1,000 loss, $2,000 loss, I won't mind because I can easily cope up with a bigger account. And also the discipline I had from the previous losses is, okay, today I lost $1,000. Next day I won't increase my lot size and try to compensate the losses from previous
Hmm.
day. I don't do that.
Hmm.
Which is the way I was doing earlier. One day I lost $1,000. The next day I will increase my loss to double, lot size to double, and try to lose, try to
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
more. But this time, okay, I'll if I lose, okay, that is the trade. It went against you. Then I'll wait for the next day and come back and try to do it.
Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And I really like your kind of your psychology and your discipline. I think you've got a kind of different way of thinking about it, but it makes a lot of sense. And I think that could be a lot of like really good advice for people that are struggling at home. But taking it back all the way to the beginning, there's quite a lot to cover there with what you said, but taking it all the way back to the beginning, the fact that you have a job, and by the sounds of it, it's a very good job, that gives you a nice income and a lot of stability. Do you think that having that helps your trading? So you're not having to trade to pay bills. You know that you've got that covered. So having that stable job that gives you a good income, do you think that that helps your trading psychology as well?
Obviously, yes. Yeah. If I was, it, it won't work for a lot of people
Yeah.
because a lot of people completely depends on trading, right? That time people might be more disciplined than me, but on myself, right? So if I was without this job, I would have lost two accounts and left out the trading. Since I have a job, so I got some liberty to buy the funded account, right?
Yeah.
So those are the things really helped me, and on the trading journey also, right? The way I applied myself in my job, I applied in the trading, right?
Okay.
So basically, for a software engineer, we always think about critical, quick thinking about the resolutions. So it's all about production. It's all about the money, right? I'm a software engineer for a company who produces the biotechnology products to the end
Okay.
customers, right? So
Sounds like a very
if
good job.
so if there is any impact to the customer, it will directly impact to the business on the
Okay.
in terms of money, right? So we have to be on point and we have to think logically. So
Hmm.
I applied that in my trading journey.
Okay.
Okay, say be practical. So
Yeah.
all I need is $500 a day. Why you waited for a trade to go against you? Okay, I take a trade when there is a rejection, right? Obviously, it will move $200 or $300 within 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I need. Okay, I
Yeah.
got my 300. I close it. I don't see myself. Okay, it got rejected. Whether it will go to the next zone, I will get $5,000. No, no, that's not my. That's not me. I'll I think I look at the price movement. Based on the price movement, I take my trade and come back immediately.
That makes sense. That
So
makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So
Okay.
since I answer your question, yes, I had a job. That I have a job. That job helped me to give my freedom on the financially, so I don't depend on trading on my bills and mortgages or all those things, right? I keep some money aside for the trading from my job.
Hmm.
If I left out, okay, I have to save something from my job to get my another account. Once I
Okay.
got the account, I won't take any money from my job. I will
Okay.
use my payouts and pay by the accounts.
Okay, I like the idea of that. So essentially, the payouts that you get from your funded accounts, they're just funding the other accounts that you're going to buy
Yep.
to grow your capital. I like
Yep.
that. I think that's a very smart way of doing it, and I think that's how. If you, I think that is how people should do it. If you're getting a payout from an account that you already have, if you can keep some of that aside to save it or to pay for something, then great. But I think the majority of it you should be using to buy another funded account so then you can grow your capital. And that just kind of makes your trading life a lot easier rather than cutting into money that you're making from elsewhere.
Yep. Yep. Obviously.
So going a little bit deeper, do you feel like you've had any significant experiences in your life that are away from trading that have helped to mold you into the character that you are now? And in a way that that kind of helps you as a trader now. So something that some kind of experience that you've had in your life that helps you to be the level of trader that you are today.
Okay. Yes, obviously people might have different experience, right? But from the family background, from the family perspective, I got huge support from my family on the education which I decided, and when I completed my college, right? So some colleges, they offer you an in-campus interview and get a job.
Okay.
So, but I didn't study in certain college where I can get the opportunity to attend the interviews while I'm doing my engineering. So I have to come out and go to a metro city. I grew up in a village where we used to get a bus once a day. So we have to use the own transport, right? Back in 2090s, 2000s. So I had to move out to the capital city of my state to search for the job. So I came out and stayed with my college friends, got a PG, stayed with them, and we used to look up the like Indeed or LinkedIn, right? Back in days, it was Naukri in India. So we used to go to Naukri and find out what are the openings, what are the openings for uh, walk-in, right? We
Okay.
we we think about it and we calculate which company where it is. So we do get into companies, try to search for a job. So those are the times which gives me a lot of energy and focus on my life, right? So that gives me more confidence. Yes, I grew up and came to a metro city where I can easily get a job in multinational company. So that confidence gives me, and even though I lost a couple of accounts, I was able to uh, make myself, yes, this is not a end. You can certainly reach to a point what you wanted to be, right? So that was an experience which gives me a lot of energy on that.
Okay. So it sounds like you had a lot of perseverance. Like no matter what hurdle you had to face, you were
Yeah.
going to push through and you were going to get what you wanted to get.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think that is one of the character traits that I think is most common when it comes to traders. We are just the type of people that will not take no for an answer, and any setback, we will just keep going. Because I
Yep.
think when it comes to being a trader, people come in this game, expect to be a millionaire overnight, expect to be making profits overnight. And as soon as they realize it's not that easy, a lot of people just give up. And I think that is where that character trait of that perseverance, that grit, it just comes through, because we just have to keep going no matter what hurdles we face, no matter how many challenges we fail. We just have to keep going. So I think
Yep. So
that is
yeah,
great.
so that was the one thing, right? Yeah. Obviously, I had a backup from my job, but it depends on the people, right? So if you are getting up something, you have to have a backup,
Yeah,
and you have to fight till the end, right?
absolutely.
So we always say that. Um, uh, uh, okay. So we always say, since you are from England, you know cricket well.
Yes.
So I used to follow cricket a lot. I used to still play. So
Okay. It's
we
very big in
always
India as well, isn't it, cricket? Whenever I
yeah,
think of cricket, I always think India and UK. I don't know
yeah.
why.
So it's a culture, right? When we play, we always say that it's not over until it's end. So
Okay.
that's a fighting spirit, right?
Yeah.
So even though you are at a point you are going to lose, but it's not over until end.
Okay.
So we always say that. So that's what I keep focus myself. It's not over until you give up. That's what
Absolutely.
that's what in the trading. And if you give up, that is a end. If it's not over until you give up. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. So, moving on to a little bit of your trading now, would you like to give us a little example of your strategy?
okay. So my strategy is right. So I read the markets every day, right? I read the markets and try to access the price movements every day. So I try to access the price movements, how it goes and how it went back, right? So let if you want, I can share my screen and
Yeah,
explain
absolutely.
you.
Can you?
Okay.
If you want to
Uh,
talk through as well, what kind of particular session that
so
you created?
I basically, as I mentioned earlier, lot of time back in 2020, 21, I used to trade Asian, late Asian or early London, right?
Okay.
That time I used to wake up like I used to wake up every day night and try to trade. It was a midnight for me, obviously.
Hmm.
London session is a midnight. So now once I realized my strategy, I started trading during the US time. Obviously, US won't follow the fundamental sometimes, but I mainly trade only gold. You tend to follow the fundamentals. If you are strong in fundamentals, yes, one day you lose, 5 days you pass,
Yeah.
you gain. So fundamental going to work. It's not that 100% it's going to fail on the fundamentals, right?
Mhm.
So what I'll do was I wake up at 7. This is my routine. I wake up at 6:30 and have my coffee and open my laptop and see how the market behaves. Previous day night, I will see what are the news. If there is any big news like FOMC or NFP, where the CPI, when the
Mhm.
gold trade moves, I tell myself, okay, tomorrow is your off day. You have to focus on more on your job.
Mhm.
I take my time, listen to the music. I don't trade on those days particularly.
Okay.
On the other days when there isn't much news, there isn't not lot of movements, right? I wake up at 7 o'clock and try to read the market and try to mark the zones, upper zone and lower zone, and support resistance, all those things. I make myself, okay, this is a zone you want to sell today. This is a zone you want to buy today. That I make myself. I make a note on a sticky notes. I stick it on my computer. Then I open my MT5 and try to open a 5 minutes chart or 1 minute chart, right? So I try to open a minute chart and keep waiting for it. Couple of hours, obviously, 8 a.m. New York time to 9:30 a.m. There will be a movements up and down. Uh, Based on the fundamentals, right? So when it hits my zone, I try to take a trade, or if the volume is huge and PO is a lot, I'll see if the zone is getting broken or not. If
Mhm.
it is a false break, I'll try to access myself whether it's a false break or it is it is the it is the real break, or if it is a false break. I try to access myself, then try for rejection. I don't trade break, zone breaks.
Mhm.
I wait for the rejection on a lower time frame. I mark my support resistance on the higher time frame. I wait for the market rejections on the lower time frame. Basically, I do 1 minute chart trading.
Okay.
So once it is pretty close, I look at the price movement. Even though it is not rejected, but if it is rejected below and above the support resistance zone, if
Yeah.
I feel, I go with my guts. Basically, I go with my guts. So sometimes that there may be a rejection, strong rejection. My heart says okay, my mind says it might be a positive, you can go for a buy, but my gut says no, you have to
Okay.
wait. I'll wait even though there was a strong fundamentals. So I go I play with my instinct. So then I wait for the zones, I wait for the price to come to the zones or reach the zones, and I take a trades. Maybe as I said earlier, right? It reaches the support resistance point. It hit it and come. I take a trade. It got rejected. I take a trade. I got $200 gain. Then what I'll do was I basically take two lots, two full lots on the 400K account. So I take $200. It's a 100 pip movement, right? Under the
Okay.
gold. So I close it, right? I trade basically using the Bollinger Band. If it's on the top Bollinger Band on a 1 minute chart near the resistance zone, I take a sell. And it comes to the middle and feel that it is going to get rejected, I'll close my trades. And then
Mhm.
I'll wait for the price to hit my zone one more time
Mhm.
and see how the top top Bollinger Band is, whether it is about to reject or it is accepting the movement, right? If it is was on the high point, it is reaching. I'll wait for the other zone. So then those are the things I always look at: Bollinger Bands, high, median, and top range and lower range. I'll try to access the market like that.
Okay. Sounds very
That might be wrong for the $1 million traders, but that's what it worked for me.
yeah.
It worked well. I'm following it.
Yeah. You know what though? I always say you have to stick with what works for you as a trader. It doesn't matter what works for literally anybody else in this world.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
your strategy works for you and you're most importantly, you're making money from it consistently,
Yep.
nothing else matters. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what anyone else thinks of your strategy and the way that you trade. If you're
Yep.
making money, no one can tell you anything.
Yeah. So to give more thing, right? I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. So here is the time, right? So the from 7:30 a.m. If you look at my screen, from 7:30 a.m. I from morning from previous day evening to 7:30 a.m. I look at where the market moved. I have my resistance areas marked, right? This is the support one, support two, and support three. This is my resistance, right? So I'll take my trades here at 7:30. If you look at the time on the bottom, it's 7:30 a.m., right?
Mhm.
So that is a time it tried to hit the resistance. So I know 1915 to 57 to 1960 was a strong resistance zone on 15 minutes, right? It's a higher time frame. Obviously, it's a 15 minutes. It's a higher time frame for me. So I look at that, right? So I take a sell here and try to take a buy here.
Mhm.
So I'll trade till 9:30 or 9:45. That's done. Even though then after that time, right, it was a strong rejection from the bottom. Then it keeps going up. So this is the time I won't take a trade because
Okay.
it's tend to reject it, right? So I always try to make my trades, mark my zones, and try to take a benefit of the price movement.
Okay. It sounds very simple and very profitable.
Yeah. So basically, I mark my zones. I keep my time. Okay,
Mm.
1950 was the certain time. I won't take trade on very close ranges.
Okay.
I tend to see if the price comes to 1944. So
Okay.
if it was keep on selling, I'll try to wait the price to go back to the original place and sell it again. I don't
Yeah.
try to make a reverse call on the short range. I'll wait for 1944 or 45. But if it was keep on rejecting at the 3 or 4 times, then I try to take a buy.
Okay.
So based on the movement.
Okay. So would you say that your strategy is very support and resistance based?
Yeah, support and resistance
Yeah. I
basically.
love that. Again, it's very similar to my strategy, which it's just so simple. Like you're literally scrapping everything, taking it back to the absolute basics. And
Yep.
I think that is just what works so well.
Yeah. So this is what my MT5, right? So
Okay.
this is not okay. This is my MT5 on bespoke.
Okay. We love
So
to see that in profit.
yeah, yeah, I am in profit. I'll always try to see what is my today's profit and what is my profit and what is my net.
Okay.
So I'll okay. So if you look at my trades today, if you look at mine, everything is positive, right? But you
Mhm.
still see that this was the time price go back and come back to original point. I feel that okay, it moved a lot and came back to the place. I have to close it with $34. I
Yeah.
don't want to risk myself. But
Okay.
all these trades I took, it went to $150 positive. Try to move back to the original place. I closed it. If you look at my price, if you see, right, so all my price are 1955, 1954, 1955. So
It's
all
all
my
on the
sales,
same kind of line.
yeah, on the
Yeah.
buy side, right, 1950, 1950. So these are the places where I marked my zone. This is a buy zone for the today. So
Yeah.
1950. So 1950, and I took two buys today. All of them are on 1950s. If you look at my cell, right, so I'm almost on 1955, 55, 55, 54. These are the zones, right?
Okay.
So one time it completely moved out. I was waiting for the price to break and move to from 1955 to 57, 58. I wanted the chart to close. Then it closed at 57. One time I took a trade for $122. Then it went back to 58. I took a trade for $100. So if I string the chart a lot, if you see all my trades at one place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are.
So this is my if you look at the 4 hours, right? So this is the place.
Yeah.
This is a place. This is
Yeah.
another day. This is a day. This is a day. Mostly 4 hours is my trade. So if you
Okay.
see only I might traded on only 4 hours. So only one chart.
Yeah. You know what? I think that is actually amazing. You can literally see the little clusters of exactly the pinpoint time where you
Yeah.
trade, and you
Yeah.
seem to trade at the exact same time
Yeah. Yeah.
every single
See,
day.
if you look at here, right, I took a cells here in this zone, right?
Yeah.
So that is a day I marked myself. If you look at the obviously, if you look at my trades, this is a sell zone.
Okay.
Next day, this is not my zone. I wait for the next day. This is a zone. After a week, right? After 2 days or 4 days, when I sleep and wake up, I didn't see this is my zone, right? All the movement happened during London time,
Yeah.
London and the Asian, and this is my zone. So I don't look back. Okay, yesterday this was my zone. I still need to sell it? No, right? So it hit and come back to the bottom. This is the time I buy my trades. So my zones are day zones. I don't look at, okay, 5 days back we are at bottom, now we are at top, I have to keep selling it. No, that is as a day trader, the main thing is the zone for your particular day, as
Yeah.
for all day traders out there, right? So we have to mark our zones on the particular day. I don't look at what happened to the past, what happened to the future, right?
Okay.
So I do trades on the cluster. So if you look at it, I trade here. I never had a trade more than 4 hours.
Okay.
Maybe one day I had a trade for 5 hours, probably 5 hours. It was a last trade. I lost $1,000 on the trade.
Okay. So you're
So
like, I'm never doing that again.
I never do that again. So the movement is not a lot. It was just a
Yeah.
500 pip movement, but I feel that okay, it moved back against me, and it hit the second zone and break the second zone. I closed it. Okay, that's not
Okay.
my day.
Okay. You know what I like
So
as well? So I have a lot of back and forth with people, specifically on Twitter, because I used to always stick to exactly the same lot size. So for all of my trades, I would use the exact same lot size. And from what I can see, it looks like you do exactly the same thing.
yep.
Yeah. So I feel like
If you look at
psychologically that helps me. Is that the reason that you do it as well?
yep. So
Yeah.
that is a basic reason, right? So if you look at that, right? So if you look at myself, all my trades might have 100,
Do
200,
lots. Yeah.
100. So I closed one particular day. It went against me. I closed at $88 loss.
Okay.
So one day I closed at $300 loss, $500
Yeah.
loss, right? So that was a day. If you go back. This is a trade. I kept it for almost 17 and 20 to 5 years. So this is the day I had the big loss. So apart from that, if you see my trades, it was around certain trades, it moves against me, I close it, and I try to go back to the book and take a point. So if you look, this is what it worked for me. It worked for me.
I love it. I love it. You know what? It's so refreshing to see someone that uses the exact same lot size and is so profitable doing it as well. Like you can clearly see the evidence. Like you are literally at like what is your win rate? Like 98%?
I have to see. I won't. I don't- I didn't look at it. Maybe I'll look at my
You don't need to right now, it's fine. But
it's good
point
to see that.
being, point being is it looks like your wins to loss ratio is very, very high. So you take a lot of wins and very, very little losses,
Yep.
which is
So
amazing.
Yeah, if you look at my dashboard, right? Yeah. Okay. This is
Is this the
my.
current challenge?
This is the one. Okay. Now I have a $3,800. So if you look at the okay, 89.30.
There you go. That's an amazing win rate.
Okay. Yeah. Number of trades. If you look at my number of trades, right? 138 trade, 276 lots.
Yeah.
Exactly into two.
Yeah. I love it.
So see, obviously, right? I took 3 or 4 losses for $200 or $300. Obviously, my average loss is higher than my average win. But as I said earlier, my average win will be $100 to $200.
Yeah.
So since this average win compensate on the win ratio, right? If, if I was average win is $129 and average loss is $250, my win ratio is
Yeah.
50%. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong. But I have a high win ratio with average less average win. My average loss doesn't matter, right? So this was my stuff. So I went into drawdown only one time below 400K. This is my maximum drawdown I had. I started with this is my 400K, right? So one point I went to 399, 488,
Yeah.
$500 drawdown. That was the maximum low I went in.
That is amazing.
So
that is amazing.
So
Yeah.
this is my entire history, right? So this is the account that I was consistently getting payout from September 7. Now it's
Yeah.
October 19. So I started here at 400K. I moved to 401 500. Then I I moved to 404 300. Then I come back to 400. Which was a starting point, right? Then this is the time where this is not I lost the trade. This is after I got the payout
Okay.
to inform the people, right? So
Okay.
I got the payout. It got reset to the original point.
Yeah,
Then I
that makes
lost
sense.
lost some amount. I was
Yeah.
in 500K. Then I came back. I got a $3,000 payout. Then I come back again. I started with 4,500. Now I was 3,800.
Yeah. That's amazing. You know what? Your discipline is absolutely on point, and I feel like your psychology, you're not greedy, you're not FOMOing into trade, you're not holding trades for too long. You literally look like the perfect day trader.
Yeah. So but one more thing, so I fix my since I have a job, I don't want to interfere my trading and job, right?
Yeah.
So I my job started 9 to 5. I try to close all my trades before 9 o'clock or
Okay, that's
9:30.
amazing as well. Yeah.
So I 7 o'clock to 9:30. That is my trading time. Then
Love
I
that.
start my work.
Love that.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think your strategy and the way that you take small profits, I think honestly, this is probably one of the best strategies that I've seen from just a psychological perspective. I can see why this works for you and why you are consistently profitable. Just taking those small profits, as I said, I can see why you are consistently profitable, and it seems like your mindset is absolutely on point, and I think that is really commendable.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that was working for me. Obviously, I don't know how long it will work until it works. That's fine.
yeah,
But I don't want to be greedy.
yeah,
I don't want to be emotional idiot. Also, right?
yeah,
Expecting the price went to 1980. I'm expecting my sell from 1960 to come back. The market come back to 1960. That's not going
yeah,
to happen.
yeah, yeah. No, I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
I was here from January last year,
Okay,
2023. Right? It was 10 months of journey. It's still doing good. I like the way they are helping people and everyone.
okay, I love that. So Is there anything that you still find hard as a trader? And if there is, do you have any advice for the people watching at home that might struggle with the same kind of thing?
So the real hard point is, right. So you know the market is good, you are going to make a profit, right?
Hmm.
But sometimes you feel your mindset is different. So when you are in a bad mindset, right? I always advise people to start your trade fresh.
Yeah.
So don't overstretch yourself, right? Yes, I did the same. I wanted to trade all 5 days. I lost a lot of accounts. Now I feel
Okay.
that okay, even if I trade only one day this week, I'm fine.
Okay.
500 is not a easy money, right? So and keep the loss and profit on point.
Okay.
If you lost, don't trade. Don't do a revenge trade. That is
Yeah.
one thing. So the basic thing is no revenge trade, no greedy trade. You have a profit of $400. If you are able to click it consistently, take it and close it. You don't want to be okay. Again, price came to my zone. I can take one more trade and come back.
Yeah.
Another 200, another 300. No, you got 400, you got 500. That's your day. That
Yeah.
what your some people day is $1,000 or whatever it is, right? But obviously, $500 for a people to live in a luxury life is enough
Yeah.
per day.
Yeah. I
To
love
be
that.
frank, to be frank.
I love
So
that.
I don't want to be a millionaire. I don't want to be a staff. I want to be. I This is my interest. This is my hobby. I would say so. Like playing. This is also one of the hobbies I follow. But I don't take it personal. And keep myself okay. I have another job to do. 9 o'clock. Okay, this is a day
Yeah.
that maybe that works, makes me disciplined because I don't want to look at the charts after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. That
Maybe
makes sense.
if they are a full-time trader, they might have time to look at those things, right? But personally, I want to concentrate on my job, 9 to 5. That's done. The next day, 7 o'clock, I don't open anything before that.
I like that. I think that's a great way to trade as well. And having that, like I said previously, having that job that clearly keeps you in that discipline. So you know your times of trading, you
Yep.
know when you're finished for the day, and that is just what works for you. And clearly you're
Yeah.
consistently profitable from doing that.
Yeah. Obviously, all the news big data news during 7:30 to 9 o'clock my time, right?
Yeah.
When there is a big news, when the market is expected to move a lot, I don't trade.
Okay.
And I don't wait for 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock to get the market settled.
Hmm.
So that's my out of range, right? I don't
Okay.
trade.
Yeah. You're not
But
even looking at
if
it then.
yeah, if the trade is at if the news is at 7:30, the market settled within 30 minutes, yes, I can trade for another 1 hour and make quick buck based on the moment.
I like that. I think it's a great strategy. And I think for anyone that is struggling with discipline, struggling with their psychology, I think this is a great strategy for people to adopt. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, for people that are watching at home, if you are struggling with any type of discipline or psychology issues, this is the absolute perfect strategy to adopt. Just taking small little gains, small losses when they do appear, and clearly you are consistently profitable from doing that. So I absolutely love that. So coming on towards the end of the interview now, what has your trading experience like been with bespoke funding program?
Okay. So this is a point I wanted to make it right. So
Okay.
I've been funded with different firms. I don't want to name it. I've been funded with all the top firms. So I have been funded. I got payouts. I got breached accounts due to my indisciplined trading strategy. All those things. I got couple of new firms. Obviously, as a new firm, I always say that couple of payout scammed as well, all those things.
No.
As Yeah, I don't want to mention anyone here, but people got. I think people looking at the interview might understand, might know whom I am talking about, right?
Okay.
So so uh, so yes, it was a hard. See, those things, yes, it's a part and parcel of your trading journey. Things can happen, and same thing, right? So after that, so I started Bespoke. The way they treat their clients, it was awesome. Then and also I initially when Bespoke started, it was like I started with 225K account.
Okay.
Then I got couple of payouts for $1,000 and $2,000, right? So I saved that money by bought a different account.
Mhm.
During that time of journey, the way they treated people, the way they responded to my queries, all those things are on point. So during I started 100 to 400K account, I got offended first payout, right? So now everyone knows my strategy, but for a company, it looks different, right? When how come in the world the people can have 100%, 90% success rate? Yes, obviously, I understand as a company, right? So your backend team breached my account. Uh, Once I requested a payout, first payout was successful, and I got a refund as well. When I requested for a second payout, yes, um, they got my account got breached when I requested for, for a payout. So I was shocked, and I opened up a discard ticket
Mhm.
uh, and reached out to the support saying that why my account is breached. And Kaler attended my ticket. He
Okay.
was asking, "Do you
CEO.
mind sharing? Yeah, do you mind sharing your trading strategy?"
Okay.
It was like, okay, I'm ready to for a Zoom call as well. But my strategy is like couple of hours during new auction session.
Mhm.
I I like the price to be. I follow the price movement. I try to take a quick trade and come back quick, and I close my trade pretty quick. And he was asking. In between, he asked me, "Do you have a high success rate with the trade closed within a seconds?" I said, "No. I understand where you are coming to. So those, I won't close it with a minute. No one in the world will be able to close the trades within a minute unless until they are using the molecular VA. I close my trades within a minute, within after 1 minute or within 2 minutes. Sometimes I keep my trade for 5 minutes. I take my trades. I have a certain points. I expect the trade to be moved that to point. If it moves within a minute or within 2 minutes, within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, you look at my trade, how I trade it. I take a quick profit. He understand the point on myself, and okay, yes, I agree to I agree to your point, and he gave me he thought that okay, people your backend team felt that because of 8 cap there might be a chance of taking an advantage of demo conditions, right? So he asked me to, okay, what if I switch you to thin market? I said, okay, I'm a trader. I don't mind which trading condition you give, unless until you didn't give a huge slippage.
Yeah.
So he said, no, Bespoke not doing mm, any misleading activity or
No slipping.
they
Yeah.
are not doing it. No slippage addition. I can. I am parallel trading 3 accounts right now. If I take a trade, I don't trade using trade copier. I try to trade
Okay.
manually on all 3 accounts.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when I'm trading, I can see the slippages other accounts are not in Bespoke. I can clearly say that. So he gave me MD5 accounts. He understand. Okay, there are people now. If he comes and look at, I was trading like this for last 6 months, last
Mhm.
3 months. So it was I am consistent. That is a time when they understand my trading style, right? Yeah, obviously, I from a company standpoint, I agree the question, and I really appreciate the way they responded to the trader, right? They gave me a new account. Okay, I was trading. One day I got a 500 profit. Next day 8 o'clock. my day started, I try to my price came to the zone, I try to take a trade.
Mhm.
I'm not seeing the quick quick trade button on the top. I was like shocked. What's going on? And I got an email. My account is hard breached. Then during that time we had a discard ticket open for the previous issue because it happened just a day before. Within a day, he gave me account. I got 500 profit, and okay. So this happened, right? So what happened was there is a guy who took my certificate from discard and pretended myself to be his client. So he put it in his Telegram group saying that my client got a 25K payout. Dude, that was just a $2,000 payout. He thought that I got a 25K payout. He pretended myself as his client. So he put it in Discord. I really agree to the way that company blocked the account immediately after seeing someone posted they didn't know me personally, right? I was just trading for a month on that particular account. So I'm not a personal relation, or I didn't work for a company for a very long time. If it was after 1 year of my trading, they might easily understand me. It's not like that. Okay, so then the group he sent, I'm not part of the group also. So what I did was I was like, okay, I took the admin and I blasted him left and right, and I told him it's a data breach. You don't have a right to take my certificate because that has my name on it, right? It's not that random certificate. It has my name on it. He didn't reply to me. And I sent a screenshot that I talked to him. If I was his client, I wouldn't talk, right? So after I sent that message, within 10 minutes, he took my certificate off from the channel.
Good.
So that makes Scaler believe that okay, I didn't use the passing service.
Yeah.
So he believed in me and he gave me a new account because the old account is already breached. They cannot unbreach the account. That's a technical thing, right? They gave me a new account. The good thing is they had the profit from the old breached account and added to the new account.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so I had $500 profit. They added that profit to the new account, gave me a new account.
That's
That
really
was wonderful. That was wonderful gesture, right? So he took that and gave me a new account. I traded. I got uh, two payouts after that. No issues.
amazing.
So those are the time I won't complain the company that they breached my account because they wanted to know my trading style because
Yeah.
someone posted my certificate. Yes, that's a company policy. You have to strict on certain thing, right? But you have to open your ears to listen to the traders. You should. That's what Bespoke did it. So since that was a time, right? I'm not a guy who always take a second account. If I have a 200K account on a company, I won't go for another 200K. I wanted to split my investment to different companies. But now, after those two incidents, right, my heart and my mind says, okay, I can get one more 400 from Bespoke. So that was a sweet experience in this world of corporate world of pop forms, right? Always company wants people to lose the challenge,
Yeah.
and it was a good gesture to give the account back. And obviously, I'm not in the fault side, but still, they were very happy to listen to my words.
That is very refreshing to
And
hear.
yeah, and try to understand and take the decision on the trader's view also, right? So
Mm,
obviously it was opened by a group of traders. They understand how the traders goes
yes.
through.
Exactly. And they genuinely want to see traders win as well, which I think is a huge misconception in the industry, is this whole thing of that prop firm owners just want people to keep buying challenges and failing challenges, when if you actually think about it, the longevity of that isn't very sustainable. These prop firms want people that are good traders to be able to trade with them, because if you're making money, then the prop firm's also making money. So it goes hand in hand. It's a partnership. Yes, firms make money from the challenges, but the long-term goal is to find traders that can actually trade for the prop firm to be able to back and to fund. So I think that that's great. The fact that you had those issues, but they were able to be resolved, I think that's just a huge testament to the prop firm itself and to the CEO, especially because he was one that was dealing with your issue.
Yep.
Yeah, so I love that.
So yeah, he's yeah he went he saw he looked at my entire history, right? I was trading from his company on from January, even though I breached a couple of accounts. He knows how I trade, and he was able to take a decision on that.
Yeah, I love
If
that.
I was using a passing service, right? So obviously, I don't take multiple accounts,
And
and also
it would pick
and
up on the
that's a
IP address.
scammy business, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I always wanted to. I told him on the chat we had hundreds of chat, right? I told him, look at my trades, look at my IP address. I gave him a proof that I have the IP address. I have the VPS owned by myself, and that has a static IP, not the dynamic IP.
Yeah.
So I have a static IP. This is the IP I took a trade from for my challenge. That the same IP I took a trade for my funded account also. So if I was using passing service and funded separately, then two different IPs, right?
Yeah.
So he was able to go through all those things, and he took time. To be frank, he took 2 hours. Now, 2 hours is not a lot of time for a power frame. They may take days and days and days. So he was quick to take. He reacted and he went through all my history and see how I was. Then he was quick enough to resolve my issue.
I love that. I love to hear that. That is amazing. So, getting to the final question of this interview. So, I don't know if you have watched any of our previous interviews, but we have a running theme in which the previous guest asks a question for the next guest. So, our previous guest was a podcast that was released just yesterday from Alfie. So, the question that was asked for you by our previous guest, Alfie, was, what was the one light bulb moment that you had in your trading journey, and how can a trader find their own?
Okay. Right. I got so. Light bulb.
Yeah.
Okay. So the moment I realized I'm a trader. So okay. Right. So that was a good question, right? Um, this is my okay 2020 to 20. It's just my 3 years of journey, right? So okay. So it's a funny. so, okay. So when I was when I breached multiple accounts, right? Almost I breached 500K accounts before I got funded. So it was like $2,000, right? So uh, I felt myself okay. I got a funded account. I got breached the account, right? So when I was so earlier when I was breaching the account, I keep the account. Keep the losing trade running for a long time, and I tend to be check. I take a trade before my news, and again during the news it went against me. News was opposite to my view. Then I keep the trades and until it breaches, right? So 6 months back, when I was trading a funded account, I took a trade uh, um, just before the news. It was a miscalculation. I didn't took the news right. So I took a trade 10 minutes before the news, like my usual routine. So I took a trade. The moment then it went. I took one lot on a 200K account. It all of a sudden it went to $500 loss. I took a trade in the minute it went against me. Then I was looking at the notifications and see, okay, there is a news, right? So I immediately reassessed the condition and closed my trade. So then after the news, the trade, the news was on my side. I would have got for that one lot, I would have got for $2,000. It was a 200, not 200, 2000 pips movement. From 1930, I took a sell. It went to 1933, but that movement went till 1915. It was a huge problem. It was NFP, basically. It was NFP. But still, what I did was I closed, even though I saw the news. That that is a moment I realized, okay, I became a good day trader. So I was following it. That is the first time I closed the trade. Since there is a news, it was a loss. I know it
Okay.
is a loss. I closed the trade. So that was a funny moment. My wife was sitting next to me, and usually I won't close the trade within 2 minutes or 3 minutes when it is losses. When it is on the loss, I try to whether it is coming back or not, or else I have to close it. I will take time to close the trade, but that's the moment I realize there is a news, then the bulb blowed on my head, and I closed my trade immediately.
I love that. I love
So
that.
that was the
So
moment I realized, okay, I became a proper day trader.
I like that. I like that. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a great chat, and it's actually been really nice to speak to someone who had some issues but had them resolved. So I think that's really amazing to hear, and I think there's a lot of valuable information that people can take from this. Your strategy is a lot different to other people's that I've spoken to. Your discipline, your psychology, everything is a lot different. So I really, really enjoyed this chat with you. And I think everyone else will really enjoy it too. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It was nice chatting with you. It gives me pleasure to explain my strategy. I know it was little different. People, I might get a different comments from the people that you are closing your trade quick and keeping your loose trade a lot. But that's how it worked. It worked.
You get paid. It doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, thank you so much. And yeah, I hope to speak to you again really soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.